All right, section 2, a warm up. So remember, in this case, a lot to do here. We need to first square this first one, which is going to be 2x squared plus 3x minus 6 times 2x squared plus 3x minus 6. I'll get to that next one in a bit. So I need to do 2x squared times everything. So that's going to be 4x to the fourth. And then times 3x is going to be sign number variable, positive. 2 times 3 is 6. 2, 1, 3. And then 2x squared times negative 6x, negative 12x squared. Then the 3x times everything. So 3x times 2x squared is going to be 6x cubed. Again. And then 3x times 3x is going to be 9x squared. And 3x times negative 6 is going to be negative 18x. And last, 6 times everything, negative 6 times everything. So negative 6 times 2 is going to be negative 12. X squared tags along. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. The x tags along. And plus 36. Now it should be 9 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to clean it up first. And I'm going to distribute this negative through there. So 4x to the fourth. 6x cubed plus 6x cubed is going to be 12x cubed. And this also helps me make sure I get everything. Negative 12x squared, negative 12x squared, and 9x squared. So negative 12 is negative 24. Okay. Plus 10, plus 9. Okay. Is going to be negative 15x squared. And then I have negative 18x. Negative 18x is negative 36x and plus 36. Okay. Now I'm going to distribute this negative 5. Negative 5 x cubed. Negative times a negative is positive. 5 times 4 is 20, just x squared. Negative 50x, and then positive 5. And now I'm going to see if anything joins together again. Well, this is going to go with this. So we end up with 4x to the fourth. 12 minus 5 is 7, so plus 7x cubed. Negative 15x squared plus 20x squared, that's 20 minus 15 is positive 5x squared. Negative 36, negative 50 is negative 86x. And then 36 plus 5 is 41. Slow refresher, a little bit of everything. All right. Here again is going to be a 3 by 3, so we're going to end up with 9. Very similar to what we did right here, so I'm just going to skip this one. Okay. If you need more practice, go ahead and do that one. All right, now we're going to be doing division of polynomials. So first off, convert the following equation from standard form into slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. So we need to move this over here. Leave that negative with the 6. The 4x, when we move it over, we subtract 4x. And we write the 24 second. Do not combine those. This is not negative 28x. It's y equals mx plus b. Now we're going to divide every single separate item by negative 6. So that's going to give me positive y. Negative 4 over 6, negative divided by negative is positive. 2 goes into both these, so that's 2/3 x. Negative divided by negative again is positive, and 4. So in this case, we're going to divide every single item by 4x. So it's going to go into each one of these. Almost like if we wrote them separately and we put a 4x underneath here, a 4x underneath here, a 4x under here, and a 4x under here. Okay? So when we do that, 24 divided by 4 is 6. X to the 4, x to the 1. Remember, we subtract them, so that's x cubed. 14 over 4, we cannot reduce, not a whole number, so we just, what goes into both? 2. So that's going to be 7 halves. X2, x1, x1. Be careful on this one. Sorry about that. Now, be careful here. You can't say this cancels. Negative 4x, negative 4x. That's not the case. Okay? It's negative 4 divided by 4, which is negative 1. The x's cancel, but you can't cancel the whole thing. All right? You got to have that negative 1 there. And then we have, and you have to be careful here, this is 5 halves, and the x goes down here. You can't write 5 halves x because it's not the same as this. This x is in the denominator. This x ends up being up here on the top, numerator. All right, here we go again. So 1 by 1. 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. We subtract the exponents. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay? 12 divided by 3, negative 3, is going to be, again, negative 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. Again, here, everything cancels, sort of. Negative divided by negative is positive 1. Okay? And then we have 9 divided by negative 3. So that's minus 3 over x. Because here we have more x's on the bottom than on the top. This is the same thing as minus 3x to the negative 1. Because technically if you did 1 minus 2, it'd be x to the negative 1. All right, start a problem using long division. So, good old review of basic division. 2, 8, 7, 1, 3. So 12 doesn't go into 2, so we skip over. 12 goes into 28 2 times. So remember, it's dead monkey smell bad. Daddy, mother, sister, brother. So divide, then multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide. 12 goes into this almost 4 times, 48. So we say 3 times. Multiply, subtract, bring down. 12 times 10 is 120. So that doesn't go in. You couldn't write a double digit there. 12 times 9 is 108. 9 times 2, 18. 9, 10. Subtract. That's 3. Bring down. 12 does not go in 3 times. It goes in twice. That's 24. Subtract. That's 9. And we can write that as remainder 9. Or 2,392 and 9/12. Which we would then reduce by 3 and say 3/4. Okay, now we're only showing you this. We're not going to expect you to do this, but this is how you do long division with polynomials. Okay, so we need to divide x plus 6. You look at the x into the x squared. Okay, so first off, we know this is a 1, so we need to multiply by 2. So this is x to the 1, we need to multiply by x. Okay, so I'm going to multiply now. I divide, now I multiply. So 2x times 1x is going to give me 2x squared. 2x times 6 is 12x. Now we're going to subtract that, which means we distribute. So 2x squared minus 2x squared cancels, gone. And then minus 12x. So 13x minus 12x is 1x, and then we bring down. Now, how many times does 1x go into 1x? One time. So 1 times x plus 6, and we're going to subtract. And be careful, okay? X minus x is 0. And then negative 7 minus 6 is negative 13. So it's 2x plus 1, remainder, negative 13. Now, synthetic division is going to be an easier way to doing division with polynomials. So we write out the coefficients of the polynomial from standard form. We write a box and place your divisor in the box, and we bring your leading coefficients straight down to start. So I'll let you read this. You hit pause, read it. I'm just going to go on to the problem and show you how easy this is. Okay, so first off, we make sure we have all of our descending numbers. So we have a 3, we have a 2, we have a 1, we have a 0. So we're good to go there. We're going to write all the coefficients. So 4, 1, negative 9, and negative 10. Okay? We're going to put a box here, like so. So with x plus 1 equals 0, minus 1, our number is negative 1. That's the number that goes in the box. Now we're going to draw a line. This is going to come straight down. We just drop it, 4. And now we're going to multiply times this. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. And now we're going to add straight down. So 1 plus negative 4, 1 minus 4 is negative 3. We're going to multiply by negative 1 again. That's going to be positive 3. We're going to add straight down. Negative 6. Multiply. 6. Add straight down. And we're done. Now remember, we start off dividing a cube by x to the 1. Cube x to the 1. That's x squared. So this is going to become 4x squared, and we just go backwards. Minus 3x to the 1, minus 6, which is our constant, and then minus 4 over our divisor of x plus 1. Okay? So if you remember when we did long division with numbers, we wrote, 3 over 4 because we divide by 4. Same thing. The remainder over the divisor. Here we go again. Now this is another way of writing it. This is the same thing as writing this. Because remember, negative 1 means go downstairs. So that's a different way of writing this. It doesn't matter which way you feel more comfortable with, the same thing. So we go off to the side, x minus 1 equals 0, add 1, x equals 1. That's the number that goes in my box. Now I check first, 3, 2, 1, 0, we're good to go. That's a coefficient of 1, negative 3, 5, negative 3. Drop this down. Multiply by 1. Add straight down. Multiply by 1. Add straight down. Multiply by 1. Add straight down. Okay? So it says find the product. We're really dividing because it's a negative exponent. So again, we start off with x cubed and divide by x to the 1. That means we're going to start with 1x squared minus 2x to the 1 plus 3, and this is a remainder of 0. That means x minus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. X minus 1 times this will give us that polynomial. Okay, same thing. Another way of writing it, it's all the same thing. So x minus 3 equals 0, x equals 3. That's the number that goes in the box. I check 3, 2, I don't have an x to the 1. I need a space for that. So my coefficients are 3, that's my cubic, -5 for my quadratic, 0 for my linear, and my constant. Most common mistake is missing this, and it will throw everything else off. Drop the 3 straight down. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 0 is 12. 3 times 12 is 36. Minus 2 is 34. Again, I start off with a cubic divided by a linear, so I'm going to end up with a quadratic. Then 4x to the 1 plus 12 plus 34 over my original divisor of x minus 3, the binomial. Same thing. X plus 2 equals 0, minus 2 from both sides. -2 goes in the box. I have a 4. I don't have a 3. I have a 2. I have a 1. I have a none. So, coefficient of my quartic, coefficient of the missing cubic, coefficient of my quadratic, coefficient of my linear, and my constant. Drop that 3 straight down and start the game. 3 times -2, add straight down. -6 times -2, positive 12, add straight down. -2 times 9, -18, add straight down. Multiply by -2, positive 38, 47. Now notice, this time I was dividing this by this, so I should start off with x cubed. So 3x cubed. Next number down is x squared. Next number down is x to the 1. This is my constant. And then plus 47 over my divisor of x plus 2. And that's it.